Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at this. This is the Maxxair Maxxfan Deluxe. I did mention in the previous van video, I was debating whether I should get one of these. Since then I've had a couple of conversations with some people, read a few reviews, watched some more videos, and the general consensus is, yes, these are great in summer. Great at just getting all the hot air out of your van and trying to keep it a little bit cooler. Because yeah, it does get hot in these vans during the summer months. So I thought, yeah, why not get one whilst the van's stripped out? This is going to be the easiest time to fit one of these. So yeah, this video is going to be me showing you how I go about installing this. Hopefully you pick up some tips from this. I'll show you all the materials and all the tools that I'm going to be using to try and fit this. I think the hardest thing is going to be getting everything measured out and where I want this sitting. And then from there, the cutting and things should be pretty straightforward. It's just dealing with a few awkward ribs that I've got in my roof and trying to get everything to sit right. So yeah, I'll flip the camera around now and I'll show you all the gear that I've got and we'll go from there. So yeah, here's a quick look at everything you should need for the install. We've got a drill, some drill bits, got a wooden batten here. This is to make a frame for the inside. But I'm not sure whether I'm going to make it with battens yet or whether I'm going to cut a hole out of a sheet of timber, only because my roof is a bit awkward and there's some awkward dips in it, so not sure which is going to be the best for me yet, so I will talk you through that once we get to that stage. Some wood glue just in case I need that. Got a saw with a miter box to do any cutting we need, but if you go for a sheet of timber, then you'll probably need a jigsaw for that. We've got some strong silicone adhesive here. That's just to initially put the frame onto the roof before we screw everything in. Then here we've got some metal paint. This is just to protect from rust once we've cut the metal out, because it will leave bare metal edges. So you don't want any rust developing in there. Then these are the screws that came with the Maxxair fan. These are to go in directly into the metal and then into the frame that you make, just to secure everything down. And then we've got some extra screws there just in case we need any of those. Don't think I'm going to be fitting this today because the weather outside is pretty grim. It is very windy, to be fair, and it keeps raining, so I don't want to be cutting a hole in the roof and then end up getting caught out by rain. We could make the frame today, so I might have a little look at that. But yeah. So yeah, this is the frame for the Maxxair fan. This is what sits on the outside and what the fan attaches to. So what we're going to do, we're going to flip this over, we're going to make some measurements on the batten and do some cuts, try and make a frame that goes underneath this and goes in between the metal of your roof. So I have gone with the batten. I think this is going to work out the best for me, but we'll see how that pans out. So yeah, let's get this measured up and we'll try and make a frame. So yeah, there's the first two pieces done, they fit perfectly. So what I'll do now is I'll measure the distance in between the two battens and get the pieces done for either side of that, and then that's our frame mate. And there we go. That's the inside bit done. I don't think I'm going to use the same wood for the other side, because I'll show you in a minute. Because of the dip in the roof, I think I'm gonna have to use another piece of wood on the other side. So I'll glue this together so we've got a bit of a solid frame to use as a template, and then we'll go from there really. I'll have to see what I can do with the other side, because if I end up using this, it's going to sit wonky because of the dip in the roof. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. Right, so this is the roof and I'll put the frame up in a minute, but as I was saying, I've got this bit of a dip in the roof here. Everything's flat back from there, apart from another one at the back there. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit all three sides on the flat bit, and then we'll deal with this bit with maybe a thinner piece of wood here or something. So if we offer up the frame, right, so if I offer up the frame, you can see here, I'm probably going to have to chop this little bit of excess off just so all that sits flat. So we'll do that now, and then I'll try and figure out what I can do. See if I've got some other wood that's a little bit thinner that I can put on this last end. So yeah, we'll get that done now and then. Right, so that's those ends cut now. So if I bring this back in here, that all sits nicely and flat to the roof. So yeah, now it's just a case of finding out what to use for this raised bit here, and then we should have a frame built. Something I did forget to mention, I had already done this off camera, but how I found out how much depth I wanted to the wood. I have these crossbars going across the roof in two different sections, and that's what this ceiling was originally mounted to, and that's what it's going to be mounted to again. So what you want to do is you want to offer up your piece of wood, get a tape measure, measure the gap in between the top of your roof and where this piece of wood is sitting, and then that's how you'll find out then how much depth you need for your wooden battens or your wooden sheets of timber. What I probably will be doing this time as well is, instead of attaching to this, I might run batten beams down each side and down the roof, so I've got more fixing points this time. But yeah, that's how you find out the depth that you need. Right, so I've just been measuring up. I've offered this to the roof and then been trying to figure out how much gap I've got. It looks like this piece of wood here is thin enough to fit on the dip in my roof, and then everything will sit level then. So this is I think these are 25mm and this is a 15mm. So yeah, this helps me keep everything level on the frame. So what I'll do now is I'll attach this piece of wood, and then that's our frame made. So yeah, there's the frame made now. I did get a little bit of a split in this piece of wood because it's a little bit thinner. I should have used a smaller screw, but I did use a smaller screw on this side and it's still split, so it's quite weak wood that. I'll probably just put some glue in there for a bit of extra strength, or maybe I'll try and... It's like solid, so it's nothing to worry about really, and once the other screws are in, it should all be strong enough. So, but yeah, that's the frame. So yeah, if we offer this up to the roof now. Yeah, that sits perfectly now. So yeah, once I've cut the hole for the fan now, once I know where it is, where I want it sitting from the top, I can bond this to the roof and then we can attach the frame. If you're wondering why I cut everything in the van as well, it's because it's minging outside. I haven't got any shelter to cut anything, so I thought, well, it's only small cuts, I'll just might as well just do it in here. So yeah, let's get everything cleaned up and then we can continue. Right, so it's the next day now, but just before I get started on cutting the hole, I just wanted to show you a few more bits that you need for this job that I missed out on originally. So we've got some metal cutting blades for the jigsaw, that's to cut our hole into the roof. A metal file, that's just to file down the edges of the cut once we've cut everything so there's no sharp edges left. We've got some Sikaflex 522 and some mastic sealing tape here, and these two are just to seal everything up and make everything watertight so we don't get any leaks. So yeah, that's everything you should need. Let's get up onto the roof of the van now and start measuring, and then we'll do our cut. So just before we get started, I've attached a black bin liner to the roof where we're going to be cutting. This is just to catch all the metal filings. Just saves on mesh really, so highly recommended. Yeah, so we've got the template laid on the roof now. So we're just going to draw around the inside of this box, and then that's where we need to start cutting. We'll drill 4 holes in each corner just so we can get the jigsaw blade in, and then yeah, we're good to go. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, now that I've done my first cut, I'm just going to put a bit of sellotape, or a bit of masking tape, sorry, just over this, so it doesn't fall in once we've done all our cuts. So I'll just catch it and yeah, make sure it doesn't vibrate everywhere as well. Well, that masking tape did a lot of good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to file down these edges, and then once they're done we should be able to put some protective paint on there, and then the fan should be ready to install them. Right, so we're currently inside the van. It's just started raining. Luckily, I have got the frame in now. I didn't film it because there was a lot of back and forth, and it was just a lot of like fine tuning, bits of trimming and stuff. So yeah, it just needed a little bit of fine tuning, that's all. But let me show you my setup right now. So as you can see, I've basically just got a bin bag in the hole, just trying to keep the rain out. It's not too bad, but it's just like every now and then there's like a really violent downpour of hail and then it clears again. So yeah, I'm just going to get back on the roof now to film what I can, and then just try and get the fan installed as quick as I can now. Right, so what I've decided to do, while it's risk of rain outside, I thought I'll do as much work as I can inside here. The Osmo Pocket that I'm using is not water resistant. That's its only downfall really, so just think to watch out for if you get in one of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out now, do the paint around the bare metal, bond the frame to the roof, and then we should be able to get this secure then, and then hopefully we can get it watertight before it rains too heavily. So what I'm going to be using, I don't know if you can see that there, we're just using some Hammerite metal paint, and then we're going to use some cotton buds just to scrape it in, well, just to add a little bit of protection to the bare metal. It doesn't need to be a lot really. Went down this method because it's easier than using like a spray paint, because you'd have to mask everything off and stuff. So yeah, I highly recommend just doing this, because like I say, it only needs to be a little bit around the edge that you've cut. The rest of it will be fine then. So yeah, let's get a bit of this applied, and then hopefully we can get everything fitted. Right, so we've got the metal paint protection on there now, so that should be good to go. Next job, we're going to get this frame and we're going to bond it to this, and as I say this, it's starting to hail, so we're going to have to be quick here. Oh my god, I feel like we're going to have to be quick here. Yeah, so what I've just done there, I've just put a piece of wood over so we can still work on here and we don't have to worry about any rain or hail coming in. I cannot believe the weather today, like I'm really struggling with it. I mean, it's mid-April now and it's supposed to be like pretty warm, isn't it? So I don't know what's going on. I did check the forecast today and it was supposed to be dry all day. Wouldn't have really started if I knew it was going to be showers like this, but we'll battle on. So yeah, we're going to get this frame, we're going to bond it up here, and I'll show you what I'm bonding that with in a minute. I'm probably going to have to try and get a clamp in underneath this wood or something just to hold it there for now, but yeah, let me show you what I'm using to stick it down with. Yeah, so we're using Evo Stick grip fill. I've used it in the past, it's really strong stuff, so we'll use this to bond the frame in, and then that's there then, so we can screw into that from the top. Oh, it's really pouring down now. Hopefully this is just a quick shower. But yeah, let's get this bonded up and then I'll pick up with you after that. Right, so we've got the bonding agent onto the frame now. So we're just going to offer this up, make sure it sits in the outline of where you've cut. You will have a bit of flexibility to move it around just before it sets. Once you've got it lined up, oh, this is going to be tricky. Get some of these clamps and just, oh, this is going to be a pain. Ow. Okay. Right, now it's up there, remove it into place. Clamp it down then, and hopefully that should set. I might go and get some more grips while it's not raining too much and grip all four sides. As I say that, it's just starting to pour down again, so maybe I won't do that. Yeah, so I've got a couple of extra clamps in there now just to keep it secure. We'll just let that set now. Hopefully the rain holds off. And yeah, once that's up there, then we can get the frame, screw that in, and then the fan's ready to be installed then. So now we're gonna go around the edge with some mastic sealing tape, just to keep everything waterproof, and then we should be able to sit the frame on top. Right, so that's the sealing tape on now. As you can see, I've had to like build it up, well, layer it up in that groove there, just so it keeps that nice and sealed. But yeah, that's ready for the frame to go on now. So we'll screw the frame in, get some weather sealant around that, and then hopefully the fan can go in then. Right, so when you're putting this frame in, just make sure the bolts for securing the fan are facing the side of your vehicle. Push that down, Make sure it's sitting nice. So next you need to drill your pilot holes. Just use a smaller drill bit than the screws that are provided. And this is just to get the screws started. So we'll go around now, get those drilled, and then we should be good to go. Right, so the final job now, we're going to use the Sikaflex. We're going to go around the outside and we're going to cover each of these screws, and then we can get the fan on then and it's all done. Right, so there's all the sealant on now. Not too bad of a job, it's tidy enough. I'm not really sure why I went with the black sealant. Originally I was like, oh, it'll go nice with the blue, like it'll blend in a bit, but I forgot, yeah, it's a white frame, so just got loads of black dots everywhere. So I might try and paint the frame black in the future if that's a possibility, like take the fan back off, mask all that area off and see if I can spray paint it black and it'll look a bit more stealth then. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how the sealant has gone on, so I'm just letting that set now and then can get the fan on and job done. Right, so the last piece of this puzzle is to get the fan itself on. Just make sure the wires come down and don't get clipped, so they go through into the van. And then if you manually adjust this up, you can get to the screws a little bit easier. So we'll just do that. And then it should just sit on there nicely. And there we go, it's installed. Them 4 screws there, I thought were going to be the easiest part, but that was quite tricky. You have to get like a small pin and push down and align the holes. Once you get the screws in and they get going, like it all pulls it into place then. So yeah, There we go. And now for the most important part. There we go. So just need to wire this up now and test that it's working, because I haven't actually tested it. So yeah, hopefully it works after all this. But yeah, we'll I'll probably leave it for today. I'll wire it up another day now, so we'll pick up there. Right, so as you can probably tell by my hair, it's a completely different day now. It's probably been about a week since I've finished installing the fan. I just wanted to give it some time before I signed off this video, just to make sure everything was okay. We have had a lot of rain over the past few days, and luckily there's no water inside the van, nothing around the wooden frame of the fan either, so all good there. Also went on the motorway the other day and it didn't come flying off the roof, so yeah, everything's gone to plan, even though I did struggle with the weather. But I'll flip the camera around now, show you in action, and then we'll get this video signed off. So yeah, I've just got it temporarily wired into my EcoFlow for now. One thing I am going to have to do, I think, in the near future is just put a little hole through this frame just so this wire can go through there, and that's tucked in there then. So yeah, that's a job for when I'm putting the ceiling in. So yeah, it comes with this remote. You just power it on. Fan automatically opens and starts either blowing in air or sucking air out, depending on which way you've got the fan configured. So just press this button. It was sucking air out then, but now it's bringing air inside of the van, and that's at 50%. I don't know if you can hear that, I don't know if the mic's picking it up. I'll just go quiet a minute. It's pretty quiet at 50%, to be honest. I'll just bang it up to full power. Yeah, so that's full power. It's quite loud at that speed, but it is pulling in a lot of air there. So yeah, it's a good piece of kit. I'm hoping now in summer it'll keep the van at a bit of a cooler temperature in those hotter days. So but yeah, overall it seems like a good piece of kit, and yeah, I think it was worth doing. I can't really say how well it's going to act until we get some like warmer days. So maybe I'll give a follow-up update in a few months' time once we get some of the warmer weather and once I see how it's performed then. But it has some cool functions, like you can set a temperature on the remote, and as soon as it goes above that temperature, it raises the roof automatically and turns the fan on automatically to get the air out of the van. So if you just have your windows open just ever so slightly at the front, it'll draw air through the van then and take it out. So that should take away a lot of the heat that builds up. So yeah, even if you go out for the day and you leave your van parked in the sun, once it goes above a certain temperature, it should open and suck that air out then. So you should be able to come back to a relatively cool van. Obviously it's going to keep the van at ambient temperature, so if it's a hot day it's still going to be pretty hot, but it gets rid of the heat that builds up inside. So yeah, it shouldn't feel as stuffy once you get there, or once you get back to the van, sorry. But yeah, I'll probably do an update video like I say. As I sign this off, biggest tip for this would be just make sure you're doing it on a dry day. If you've got a workshop that you can work in, or if it's the middle of summer, like, you should be fine. But yeah, just keep that in mind. It is a pain. But yeah, like I said, it's all gone smoothly. As long as you take your time with your measurements and things, it's relatively easy, to be honest. I didn't really have any hiccups. Mainly just, like I said, the weather. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that one. Hopefully you've learned something from this. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Really helps the video out. And yeah, the next video is going to be fitting a solar panel that's just arrived today. So I'm going to tackle that tomorrow. And yeah, we'll get a solar panel fitted, and then I'm going to get the ceiling back in with all the lights and stuff. And then that's the roof side of things done then. And then I'll probably start looking at the furniture again and things like that. Or potentially I might end up getting the carpet sorted, because that might need sorting before the furniture goes in. So yeah, I'll have a think about it, but yeah, I'll see you in the next one.